Law Assistant Professor, Subject Economics, Topic Public Finance. Which of the following is not a function of government in public finance? Option C. Production of private goods. The government intervenes in the economy mainly to correct which type of market failure? Option D. All of the above. Monopoly power, externalities, public goods provision. Which of the following is an example of a public good? Option B. National defense. The principle of Pareto efficiency in public finance is associated with which economist? Option C. Wilfredo Pareto. Which of the following is an example of a merit good? Option C. Primary education. The government uses fiscal policy to achieve which of the following objectives? All of the above. Economic stability, income redistribution, economic growth. Which of the following best describes a mixed economy? Option C. The combination of private and public sector activities. What is the primary objective of government intervention in public finance? Option B. Welfare maximization. Which of the following is not a reason for government intervention in the economy? Option C. To create economic stability. Which type of tax is considered progressive in nature? Option B. Income tax. Theories of taxation and public expenditure. Which of the following is not a canon of taxation as given by Adam Smith? Option D. Canon of profitability. The benefit principle of taxation states that option D. Taxes should be paid based on the benefits received from public services. The ability to pay principle of taxation is most closely associated with which economist? Option A. J.S. Mill. Which type of tax is imposed on the consumption of goods and services? Option C. Goods and service tax. Which of the following is an example of direct tax? Option C. Income tax. Who is considered the father of public finance? Option C. Richard Musgrave. Which type of public expenditure is made for long-term asset creation? Option B. Capital expenditure. Which of the following is an example of a non-tax revenue source? Option C. Fees and finance. Which taxation system ensures that higher income individuals pay a higher percentage of their income as tax? Option C. Progressive taxation. Which of the following is not a classification of public expenditure? Option C. Essential and non-essential. Taxation and expenditure in India. Which tax was replaced by the goods and service tax (GST) in India? Option C. VAT and service tax. Which of the following is not a direct tax in India? Option D. Goods and service tax (GST). What is the major source of revenue for the Indian government? Option B. Indirect taxes. Which organization is responsible for preparing India's budget? Option C. Finance Ministry. Fiscal deficit is defined as option B. Total expenditure, total revenue. Indian economy. Indian economy issues at the time of independence. What was the primary characteristic of the Indian economy at the time of independence? Option B, predominantly agrarian with low industrial output. What percentage of India's population was dependent on agriculture at the time of independence? Option C, 70%. Which sector contributed the most to India's GDP in 1947? Option A, agriculture. What was the major cause of India's underdeveloped economy at independence? Option B, British colonial exploitation. The economic structure of India at independence was characterized by option C, heavy reliance on imports for industrial goods. Which sector suffered the most under British rule, leading to economic stagnation? Option C, handicrafts. What was the condition of India's foreign trade at the time of independence? Option C, trade deficit. Which policy was followed by the British that led to the deindustrialization of India? Option C, free trade policy favoring British goods. What was the literacy rate of India at the time of independence? Option A, about 12%. What was the life expectancy in India in 1947? Option A, 32 years. Yearly industrial policies. Which was the first industrial policy resolution of independent India? Option A, Industrial Policy Resolution 1948. What was the primary focus of the Industrial Policy Resolution of 1956? Option C, growth of the public sector. The Industrial Policy Resolution of 1948 divided industries into too many categories. Option B, 3. What was the main aim of the early industrial policies in India? Option C, self-reliance and industrialization. Which sector was given priority in early industrial policies? Option A, heavy industries. In which year was the Industrial Policy Resolution 1956 introduced? Option C, 1956. The Mahalanobis model used in early industrial planning focused on option B, heavy industries. What was the role of the public sector in early industrial policies? Option B, to regulate industries and drive development. The industrial policy of 1956 categorized industries into how many groups? Option B, 3. Which major industrial policy reform was introduced in 1991? Option A, liberalization, privatization and globalization. Planning process in India. When was the first 5-year plan launched in India? 1951. The Planning Commission of India was established in which year? 1950. Which model was followed in India's second 5-year plan? Mahalanobis model. The concept of rolling plan was introduced during which period? Option B, 1978 to 80. The 12th 5-year plan 2012-17 aimed at achieve what GDP growth rate? Option B, 9%. Who was the first chairman of the Planning Commission? Option A, Jawaharlal Nehru. Which 5-year plan was terminated 1 year before its completion? Option C, fifth. In which year was the Planning Commission replaced by NITI Aayog? Option C, 2015.